We're finally getting some of that nice heat we've been missing here at Southern Min. I'm Cody Bacher, Ag Strategy Manager with the Scoop from the Field. So we've got a lot of thin spots in the headlands, low-lying areas. We've had a lot of rain this spring. That's been tough to deal with, but the majority of our fields, and especially the early planted ones, have been developing a beautiful canopy. The majority of the acres are putting on a nice canopy, getting some nice thick foliage in here. And with the index values that we've been seeing, those 2-day CLS index values that we watch closely, creeping into that 5 and 6, even to 7 range over the last few days again, we are at a very, very high risk of developing some of that disease. Fortunately, our growers are really diligent, staying ahead of that, getting on top of these early planted fields with a second, if not a third application already on the traditional varieties to make sure that we're going to stay ahead of the disease, and we're going to make sure that the environment that's really prime right now for building up any CLS development is kept at bay. Fortunately, we have yet to find a spot in the co-op verified as CLS. There's a lot of bacterial that we're seeing out there. A few random spots where we see just a little bit of blight on the leaves. Not a big deal. It's not identified as Cercospora. We're a little worried about root rot setting in, but thankfully we're finally getting some heat, going to help dry us out here. Hopefully we can keep these diseases at bay with our fungicide programs. Now, that being said, from a CLS standpoint, our growers have this really well dialed in. We've beaten CLS back so well. Our inoculum level is low, but that doesn't mean that we need to take our foot off the gas, especially in a year like this with all the excess rain we've been getting in this high disease potential environment. If I want to go out and get my 20 plus gallons per acre that we recommend for good coverage, I'm not going to go out with an 04 or an 06 flat fan and fly through the field and expect to get that really good coverage we need. Our growers fortunately know that they got to pick the right nozzle, make sure that they're getting things dialed in right with their calibrations, and let the sprayer put out the rate that they need it to get this really good coverage and keep our disease prevention where it needs to be. We've got an awesome thing going for us with these early planted fields. They're carrying a lot of weight for the co-op right now. The pattern tiled fields are really shining. We can definitely tell that that's going to prove and pay for itself this year. And all the selection, all the work that goes in with the agriculturalist staff and the growers deciding which practices to utilize and implement have led to us still looking really, really sweet this year in 2024, given all the rain, all the troubles we may have faced this growing season so far. So we're still putting on a ton of sugar this year. We're going to have a really sweet crop in 2024. I'll see you next time for the Scoop.